This is the Infinix Note 30 disassembly. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitter so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. And if you need any tools, there are links in the description. To start off, the SIM tray needs to be removed. Here's a better look at that. Now heat needs to be applied to the back plate using a hairdryer or a heat gun to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then a plastic pry tool can be used to pry the back plate off. Here's a better look at the plastic backplate. Now there are 16 Phillips screws which need to be removed. Once those screws have been removed, a plastic pry tool needs to be placed in between the back housing and the frame of the screen and ran along the edges to pop off the catches. The cables for the battery can now be disconnected, followed by the rest of the cables. The back housing is also made of plastic. The glass camera lens covers can be replaced by applying heat and gently prying them off, so you won't need to take apart the phone to replace those. The NFC antenna is located here, as well as some graphite film to help transfer heat. And the quad LED flash is located over here. Looking at the other side, we can see numerous antenna flex cables around the border, as well as the flex cable for the LED flash, and the fingerprint reader cable. The two coaxial cables can be disconnected by just popping them off. There are 4 Phillips screws which are holding down the main board. Taking a closer look at the main board, there's a 108 megapixel primary camera and the 2 megapixel depth lens. None of the cameras have OIS or optical image stabilization. The camera connectors can be disconnected by just popping them off. There's some more graphite film on the shield to help transfer heat, and there's a white liquid damage indicator sticker on the top corner. The SIM and memory card reader is located on the other side, as well as a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. The proximity sensor and front-facing dual LED flash are located on the top corner. There's also thermal paste on these shields to help transfer heat. Once the shield cover has been removed, we can see more thermal paste on top of the chips underneath. Here's a better look with the thermal paste removed. In order to remove the battery, there's a pull pouch provided to help you pry the battery off. Here's a better look at the 5000 mAh battery. Once the battery has been removed, we can see the flex cable for the screen, which is routed through an opening in the midframe, and this flex cable which connects the main board to the subboard. So if you needed to replace the screen, you'd have to remove the back plate, the screws on the back housing. You'd then need to disconnect the battery cables and the screen cable and pry the battery off, giving you access to the screen cable. And then you'd peel off the battery adhesive pouch, heat up the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath, pry the old screen off, apply new adhesive, reapply the new screen making sure you run the flex cable back through the opening in the mid-frame, and reassemble the phone. Moving on, there's another Phillips screw which is holding down the speaker assembly. Here's a better look at that. Looking at the subboard, we can see a rubber gasket around the charger port and headphone jack. And the primary microphone is located underneath this rubber gasket. There's also another liquid damage indicator sticker on the subboard. Here's a look at the other side. If you accidentally inserted your SIM eject tool inside of the microphone hole, you'd actually damage the filter and rubber gasket since it's seated right against the frame. So the SIM eject tool will actually puncture it. So be careful not to insert the SIM eject tool on this phone in the wrong hole. The vibrator motor is located here and it's held down with some adhesive, and the same goes for the flex cable for the volume keys and power button. The earpiece speaker which is located on top is also held down with some adhesive. For the repairability score on this phone, I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Now it's time to reassemble the phone. Once everything's back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply the back plate. Flip over the phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.